So I'm just opposite the Royal London Hospital, which is Whitechapel High Street. I always wondered what that monument was, and it's basically erected for the Jewish people of the East End, 1911. But the reason I'm doing this video is Jack the Ripper's escape route. Before I get to that, so I think I've done videos before. In the days of Joseph Merrick, better known as the Elephant Man, he earned his living inside there as like a freak show. Long before the days of Match of the Day, people would go and kind of look at people in there with like two heads and bearded ladies and all that kind of thing. And a doctor, I think Anthony Hopkins played him in the film. From there, kind of saw him and brought him in, and he sadly died at 31, but the last couple of years of his life were much more comfortable, shall we say. And of course today they'd have been very treatable. But anyway, so the reason I'm getting on to here, so wood buildings. So on August the 31st, Jack the Ripper killed Polly Nichols just out the back of here, which is Whitechapel train station. And I mean, I've spoken to a lot of experts, and so a lot of them seem to think that he killed Polly Nichols, and this was his escape route coming out of here, and then of course he vanished into the masses of people who would have been on the street at that early in the morning. That's why we're here as well on the subject of it. So that was the Grave Maurice. That was the Grave Maurice pub. The Sam was up there from years after it was closed. Morrissey stood here for one of his albums, and this was Ronnie Cray's pub, or local. This was where Leonard Nipper Reid first saw them, about 1963. And it was I was here in 2006, and it was still a pub then. But yeah, well, yeah, so much history around here. I could just stand here all day and look at, and that pub over there's a very famous story with the twins where they kind of beat several of the dockers up. That was actually inside that pub. I think it's called the London Tavern.